Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and today we are going to do prompt number 16, which is postcard for the July Junk Journal Challenge 2025. Been busily working through this journal. Have had so much fun thanks to Lee Creates Prompts. I'll tag her down below in case you want to learn more about this. And I was going to do the traditional vintage postcard thing because I thought it's sort of the only postcards I have in my stash. But I went through another little tub of goodies and I found a very different postcard. This one I received when I won a beautiful Kaweco pen. This came in my goodie box, and it's technically not a postcard, but guess what? We're going to pretend that it is because it's the size of a postcard and could be used as a postcard if I cover the back. But it just gave me an idea. I wanted to do something different from the traditional vintage postcard, and I didn't have any modern postcards other than this. So this is what we're going with. And I get to do a bit of a stationery theme page, which is something I adore too. So we're putting that aside just for a moment. And I might just shimmy this over here because where we're going to start, I've already put black paint down to cover the branding because I've used grocery bags for this, and you can still see a tiny bit of blue down there, but irrelevant. There was a lot of blue on there, so I thought, right, this has sort of got quite a dark tone to it, so I went, let's stick with that vibe and we'll keep going. So I found this little piece in my stash, and we're going to pop this down here, but I don't want it down there just like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to create a bit of a rough edge. I just don't want it to look quite so pristine-y, squarey. So that's going to go there like that. I want to see some of this black. I don't mind that at all. And the other thing we're going to do was I couldn't decide how to incorporate my postcard. I was just going to do it as a flip, and I went, nah, let's do this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up like this. We'll just burnish this down just to make a nice smooth seam. Then I'm going to get some glue, my favourite. And we are going to add the postcard to this. Like that. And so my postcard is going to be like a little flip down arrangement. It's like a bit like opening a desk. I'm going to pretend it is anyway. And now we are going to attach this to my page. So we're just going to liberally whoosh some glue all around here. And we're going to stick this down on my page. Whatever, wiggly glue. Okay, now this postcard literally only just fits. So my priority is to get the postcard to fit. Not so worried about where this piece of paper is. I don't mind seeing the little bit of black background. Then we can just flip this down and make sure we get that well adhered. And then we're going to add some goodies to our desk. So going to start with this piece of scrap. I've just trimmed a little bit around to make it look a bit like a pen holder. That was sort of what I was trying to achieve here. So I don't want glue up the top because we're going to turn this pen holder into a little pocket. And that can go over here, sort of something like that. No, actually maybe up a little bit. Yes, okay. But not too far up. Don't want that. And then I've got a set of stamps that create obviously gorgeous little ink bottles. And then what I did with these, I got out some of my fountain pen ink and used a paintbrush to paint in the ink. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these along the bottom here. So we're just going to glue these down. I thought these made a great little addition. Pop one down here. Now, how do I want these other ones? Yeah, we might start with this one. Doesn't really matter what order they go in. Let's pop that one down there. And then how do we make that? There. Yeah, why don't we do it that way? That should work. So I just stamped with a archival ink so that putting the actual fountain pen ink on there wasn't going to make my print run, because they're quite watery, of course, when they're wet. There we go. So there's my cute little ink bottles. Love those. And then, of course, I think we need some pens. So I went through my stash and I found some pens, because we need fountain pens. That's what this little thing is all about. And I found a few different varieties, which we're going to pop into our little pen holder. One more. There we go. And then when you put this up, you're just going to see all these cute little pens popping out the top. So look, this is a very simple page, but I think it's more than busy enough. Gets the message across. Pen since 1883. That's why I thought I can add some, vintage style pens. It sort of goes with the theme. And that's my very simple page done for prompt number 16. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you know what to do. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.